Hi, Blake with BLVDHOME, and today we're going to talk about these Speed Queen washers behind us, but we're actually going to talk about the internals of them, because if you look at the top of them, the only difference you really see is one is gray and white and one is black. The controls on them look identical, but you look on the guts of this, they are completely different machines and they work completely different. So we're going to go over how each one of these machines works and which one might be better for your use and your family, and we'll show you the differences between them. Okay, this machine here is a TC5. This is what they call a Speed Queen Classic. Now, this being a classic machine, this is basically an old design from Amana when Amana was Amana. And this, for the mechanical parts of it, is basically their old machine. They use a lot of the same parts as they did 30 plus years ago. But when you look inside this, it looks pretty much like the TR series. The only really difference that you see in this, when you're looking down the side and you look at it, is the fins here have a little bit of a wave to them right here. And also, this one does not have a lid lock on it. So when you open the lid, it stops immediately, but this one does not have a lid lock on it like the TC5 version does. So let's move over to the TC5 version and we'll take a look down inside that one to see where the differences are there. Okay, this is our TR5 series. This is, again, real similar, except this one has a lid lock right here where the other one does not have a lid lock. And also your agitator, when you look at them, your agitator here, the fins on them are straight up and down thin. And then also, if you notice on this, the drum will just turn very freely when I turn it. Where on the TC series, if you do the same thing with that one, the drum does not move like this. It's a different system. So that's really your differences between these two machines looking from the top down. You're gonna say, that's not much. Well, let's look underneath and let's see where the real differences hit the pavement here. Here's where our differences really start to show through on the two different machines. On this one, you have a regular motor right here. Now this motor here has a belt that goes underneath it and it goes directly to the gear case, which is way underneath right in here. Now this actually has a gear case on it, so basically the drum locks on this and the gear case has planetary gears in it. So the motor runs one direction for wash and it runs the opposite direction for a spin, and this is in the TC series. As it's running one direction for the wash, you have planetary gears in there that locks the drum and the agitator is going back and forth. We've talked about this in other videos, but we'll cover it real quick. The purpose of the agitator is to turn your clothes over. Basically, we're trying to turn them over, pull them down and have them come to the bottom and turn them over. The more that we can do that within a wash cycle, the cleaner your clothes get, and that is the purpose of the agitator. So in this one, the inner drum locks, that planetary gears go back and forth, makes the agitator go back and forth, and that's what actually drives your stuff. Now, when you go the opposite way, it goes into spin. And when you have, at the very bottom of the gear case, you have what's called a helix. The helix is just basically some ramps that go up and release the brake and allows the drum to spin on the inside of this. When it spins, this white piece down here, this is the pump for the washing machine. So when it's agitating, it's going opposite of what the pump would normally go, so it doesn't pump the water out. When it goes into spin, it spins the correct way and it will spin the water via this pump that's tied to the motor out into your drain pipe. This board right here, this is an electronic board that basically has relays on it that tell the motor which direction to go as far as drain or wash. That's basically the purpose of this board here. Has a few other sensors on it, but basically this machine minus this board right here and the electronics that we have up top here is the same machine, for the most part, is the same as what it used to be 30 years ago. Some of these parts actually have the same part numbers that they had 30 years ago. It's amazing. I mean, I commend Speed Queen for doing this. This is an old school machine, an OG machine, if you want to call it that, because it has been around for a long time. So let's talk about the TR series. We'll show you the differences in that machine. This is our TR series. Now, this looks the same, but from here down, completely different animal. With this machine, you have an AC inversion motor right here. This motor has a capability of going both directions, and it does go both directions during the agitate. You have a small belt that's right down here that runs from here to a pulley that has basically a shaft that runs straight up, no transmission, just a shaft that goes straight up into the agitator itself. Now, the agitator in this one is actually locked right to the inner drum. When it agitates and this motor turns, that whole drum with the agitator moves as one piece, one direction. And it moves everything in that one direction. And then it will stop, and it will move the whole drum and the agitator back the opposite direction. And so what it's basically doing inside the machine is it's taking your clothes inside the water, it's spinning your clothes so the clothes start to move, it stops it, and then it goes the opposite way. And so it forces water through your clothes and causes the clothes to kind of tumble within the machine. That work is done by this board right here. This board right here is what controls that motor and tells it what direction and how fast and what direction to turn and how many revolutions to turn is all controlled by this electronic board right here. This right here is, on the other one you had, it's a mechanical pump, so it's tied directly to the motor. This is an electric drain pump. When the computer wants this drain pump to run to drain the water out, that's when it drains out. So in conclusion, with these machines and the difference of these machines, now they're both a great machine. It's basically what you want in a machine. The TR version here, this is for less aggressive on your clothing. It's a lot less aggressive on your clothing. It doesn't necessarily get like the real grounded stuff out or the soiled stuff out very well because it's not very aggressive on your clothing. This machine is basically for somebody that just around the house, dust, don't do a whole lot of grungy stuff. This is the machine for you. The TC version, the classic version of this machine here is more for rounded dirt, real solid stains, because this is absolutely more aggressive on your clothing, will turn it over more. But being a more aggressive machine, it's going to diminish the life of your clothing over time because it is aggressive on your clothing compared to the TR model. The TC version is also quite a bit noisier than the TR version is. I'll go to people's home and they'll say, gosh, my neighbor has this machine and their machine is so much more quieter than my machine is. Well, that's because this machine, it's got a whisper quiet motor and it's really not agitating. It's just moving the drum back and forth. It's really quiet. This machine here, you know, you've got a motor running the whole time, so it's a lot more noisy. So even though, as you can look at these machines from the top down, they look identical. One is gray, one is black. Other than that, you wouldn't know the differences unless you looked underneath it. So again, this machine is more for what I would use it for. This machine is more for, you know, when I get older and I'm not doing this stuff anymore, this is the machine I would buy, because either way, or it's a speed queen. In our other videos, I praise these products because they're a great product and these are the best on the market. And I'm not just saying that because we sell them. They are the best on the market. This machine, the classic version, has been around forever and a day. As long as I've been doing it, I've been tearing these apart and they're just a good, working, reliable machine. Do they fail? Yeah, but is the failure rate extremely low? Absolutely. So anyhow, I hope this helps you make a decision on which one of these, if you want to purchase one of these, which one to go with that's going to be better for your needs. We have plenty of other videos that I've talked about speed queening. You can go back and refer to those, and that will help you possibly make a decision that's best for you also. We really appreciate you spending the time and going back and look at the other videos and subscribing so I can give you all this great information, because, you know, it's information that makes you more knowledgeable, which makes it better for you, and you'll be happier with the product when you're all said and done. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Well, thanks for watching, but wait, don't leave yet, because we have lots of other videos. You should check them out on our channel because there's lots of great information that you will definitely find useful. You know, if you have any questions about something, check them out. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again real soon.